Okay, it took me a while for me to get this freaking bottle, and I get fragrances sent to me all the way from Italy or France faster than how long this came to me from New York City. But I've had it for about a week and a half, testing it here and there. I think it's even been about 2 weeks, and I finally have my thoughts on Oriana from the house of Parfums de Marly. So if you want to find out about Oriana, I know you guys are asking me, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian, and I'm doing a review for Oriana from the house of Parfums de Marly. I have high expectations, or I had high expectations for this one, and I'm going to let you know exactly how I'm experiencing Oriana. The reason I have high expectations for this one because Nathalie Lorson is involved, and looking at the notes when it was first announced, I thought, okay, they're going in that direction. Are they going to try and make something as good as, if not better than this particular fragrance? Which is what I knew they did. They did kind of take the fragrance into that love don't be shy territory, and I thought they're going to do a great job with it. It's Parfums de Marly. It's going to be beast mode, right? Anyway, I'll let you know all about Oriana. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to let you know what I think and how they compare to these two fragrances that are kind of sort of in that same ballpark. Love Don't Be Shy, of course, and then Sintra from Memo Paris. But before I get to the fragrances, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed to the channel, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So as I said, I had high expectations for this one, and I do like the way it smells. I'm not sure I like the way it wears, sadly. But let's go ahead and tell you the details of this fragrance. This is Parfums de Marly's Oriana 2021 launch. Perfumers are Hamid, Merati, Kashani, and Nathalie Lorson. It's Eau De Parfum concentration, and the price and size 75 ml for $320. I like the bottle. It's very, very, kind of, is it fuchsia? It's kind of like a pinkish, reddish kind of a bottle. And I thought, you know what, since this is in that collection, it's going to be kind of sort of as exciting as Delina. Delina, I think, is very, very popular for them. This one kind of falls flat a little bit, but I enjoy the smell. And don't get me wrong, I really do enjoy the smell because I really like the combination of orange blossom with the kind of like sweet vanillic notes. But this features notes of mandarin orange, bergamot, grapefruit for top notes. Heart notes are orange blossom, blackcurrant, and raspberry. Base notes are marshmallow, ambrette, chantilly cream, and musk. And when I'm reading you those notes, you kind of understand, yeah, it's going into that Love Don't Be Shy direction. And we know, or you know, what I think about Love Don't Be Shy and how it's been reformulated. So I'm actually looking for something as good as this and as intense as Love Don't Be Shy used to be. And the whole reformulation has changed it. And that's what I thought I was going to get with Oriana. But sadly, it wears kind of light on me. And I'm talking about performance here today because this is the disappointing factor about the fragrance. But let me tell you how it wears. So it starts off citrusy, right? It's got all those citruses up top. It's not very long-lived. You experience it for a few minutes, and then immediately you're experiencing that kind of orange blossomy, creamy combination of notes that's really delicious and to die for. And I'll say this again, I mentioned it in videos when I discuss the Love Don't Be Shy fragrance or any other, again, similar fragrances. I kind of grew up eating a dessert that was made with orange blossom. And so I really like the way, because flavor and smell is kind of, taste and smell is kind of related for me. And when I'm smelling this particular kind of scenario and fragrances, I kind of experience like I'm tasting it rather than only smelling it. Does that make sense? So I really love that, the way that combination of notes is, especially in fragrances like this. Even though this is a feminine targeted fragrance, it does remind me of eating this dessert that I grew up when I was very young. Basically orange blossom and like a very creamy ice cream. Really, really deliciously to die for. And that's exactly kind of what we get with this one. But this one, in comparison to Love Don't Be Shy, does go into a different direction, and there is a little bit of a twist in here. But as I was saying earlier, this does start out with the citruses. Those are sort of short-lived. Here we go into the heart and you experience the orange blossom note. And then here you start noticing kind of like a fruity note, the raspberry and blackcurrant. And so the color kind of makes sense. To me, it's kind of reminding me of the raspberry color a little bit, you know? So it makes sense. And this is definitely what's distinguishing or making it stand out versus something like Love Don't Be Shy. So you do have a kind of a fruity touch here in contrast to the orange blossom that's in here as well. But eventually, this is drying down in the base. You're experiencing the creaminess, the marshmallow. I would say maybe there's vanilla in here, vanillic touches, you know, milky touches. It's creamy. All of these come in along with that Ambrette. And I don't really know Chantilly cream, what really that is. Something very luxury and decadent, I'm assuming. But yeah, I said it's creamy. You experience the creaminess here. Vanillic and milky, creamy, whipped cream, all that stuff comes to mind. It's kind of gooey, and it's contrasted with that orange blossom note, which is basically the magic here. This is what really creates this kind of smell of, you know, milky, sweet, creamy, vanillic, contrasted with citrus, floral, lightly soapy kind of a thing that's to die for. I love this combination, and I really do enjoy it here in this particular fragrance as well. It really, really smells great, but I was looking for something a little more intense. Unfortunately, it does kind of fall flat a little bit in the performance direction, which kind of reverts me back to it's already like that there. That particular fragrance has been reformulated. Although, you know, I should say, I shouldn't compare it to Love Don't Be Shy, because we do have the kind of a berry-like quality here, that contrast that's not present in Love Don't Be Shy. And it is also definitely much more intense than Love Don't Be Shy. Love Don't Be Shy is a wimp now, but I wanted a little more beast mode with this one. Can't have beast mode all the time, right? What do you guys think? Have you tried this? How does it perform on you? Let me know, put a comment down. But you know, I'm digging it. I'm digging the smell. I really like it. I'm sorry I'm doing my video so late. As I said, it took me a long time. I kind of, you know, emailed them and asking, what is taking so long with this fragrance? As I said, I get fragrances sent to me from Italy and France. Gets to me much quicker than how long this took to me to buy from Parfums de Marly boutique in New York City. It took freaking forever. Anyway, that was a disappointing factor because I wanted to get my review out there much sooner, but because it took so long, I decided to also just delay my review, because is it really all that interesting anymore for me to, you know, put this video out for you guys to hear my thoughts, because probably you've already watched many reviews on this particular fragrance. But I'm enjoying this one. I love this combination. It does lean feminine, but I don't know. I like it. I liked it in Love Don't Be Shy, and I kind of, you know, I liked it. I also like it in Sintra, and they're different, but I think when I'm connecting the three, I think Oriana definitely is much closer to Love Don't Be Shy in comparison to Sintra, because Sintra to me is also very green, in addition to kind of smelling and reminding me of Love Don't Be Shy. So those are what the differences are between these three fragrances, and I'm not sure how successful this will be. I think when Delina first came out, personally I think Delina was kind of unique on its own, and so people really, you know, went gaga over it, and that's why they have three flankers for it. Will this one be like that? I don't know, but I don't hate this one like I hated a few other fragrances recently, and I quite like it. It's definitely leaning feminine, but if you like, you know, creamy kind of gourmandy kind of fragrances with that orange blossom note, because that is key. That's what's really doing this kind of a smell here, the orange blossom note. You've got to love orange blossom in fragrances, and you got to like gourmand, you know, creamy, milky notes in fragrances to enjoy this one. It's certainly has a great smell to it, but I just wish it was a little more intense. So those are my thoughts on Oriana from the House of Parfums de Marly. Today's video is a quick video, but let me tell you a little bit about these two additional fragrances. As I said, this particular fragrance, I've said many times, is a fragrance that I used to really love. It's gone through that change towards the end of 2019. It's like weak right now. But this particular fragrance really kind of ignited my love for this combination of notes and fragrances. The fragrance is mostly about marshmallows, vanilla, and orange blossom together. It's a delicious combo. If you ever want to try this dessert, you should get yourself some French vanilla ice cream, get yourself orange blossom water from the Middle Eastern grocery store, put them together. You have to kind of like see how much orange blossom you want to put in, because if you put too much orange blossom, it does go a little soapy. Just keep that in mind, because for me, orange blossom soap, kind of soapy kind of thing. So there is that kind of factor about it. So you have to kind of adjust to it. But that's kind of a dessert that this kind of reminded me of. But now that it's reformulated and light, that's why, as I said, I was looking forward to something a little more intense with this one, and it doesn't deliver in that department, but this pretty much started it. And here we don't have that berry touch that Oriana has. The Oriana berry twist is different, and I think a lot of these brands that are trying to recreate this kind of style with the orange blossom, vanilla, marshmallow kind of thing, they are adding their own twist, which is what they've done here as well. And with Sintra, it's kind of in that same ballpark. It is a little more intense as well. I think this one actually definitely is more intense than the Love Don't Be Shy. I guess it's pretty much about the same intensity. Maybe this is a little more intense than the Oriana, but I think they're pretty equal. But with this one, you get a lot of green leaves. You get the green leaves from the orange blossom or the orange tree or the bitter orange tree. So there is that contrast in here that's definitely a lot different than what you get here. And as I was saying, Oriana reminds me more of this than Sintra does, but because of that, I think the reason that is because this does have that green leafiness that contrasts with the orange blossom. But again, it's that similar style, orange blossom, vanillic notes, marshmallow, or whatever, you know, sweet kind of a note that they're adding to create their own version of this particular fragrance. But I like this one because I love petitgrain, and I feel like the petitgrain or orange leaves, bitter orange leaves, are definitely running the show in addition to the orange blossom in this particular fragrance. I think in the near future, I'm going to do an updated list on every fragrance that reminds me of Love Don't Be Shy, so stay tuned for that. I've got a bunch more that I'm acquiring and buying to add to the list. I do currently have a video that does do this, where I discuss alternatives to Love Don't Be Shy, but obviously now we have Oriana, and I've also picked up a few others, and I'm going to do a list to have the entire collection of fragrances that if you're looking for alternatives for Love Don't Be Shy, then you have choices of at least 8 or 9 or 10 different ones on top of Love Don't Be Shy. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Oriana. I just was looking for a little more intensity, but as a smell, I think it smells great. I want this particular smell is great, you know. It's a kind of a fusion of soapy citruses, citrus florals with that creaminess. Cozy, very, very cozy and floral at the same time. And I think it might do well. I don't think it'll be as successful as Delina, at least I don't think so, but we shall see what happens with this particular fragrance. But either way, Oriana from the house of Parfums de Marly, what are your thoughts on this particular release from Parfums de Marly, and have you compared Oriana to these two fragrances, Love Don't Be Shy and also Sintra? Let me know, put a comment down so I can find out. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.